ஒன்டாரியோ மாகாண அரசு தமிழர் இனப்படுகொலையின் விளைவாக தமிழ் மாணவர்களுக்கு ஏற்படும் மனநல பாதிப்பு மற்றும் தலைமுறைகள் கடந்து வரும் பாதிப்பு ஆகியவற்றுக்கு உதவி அளிப்பதற்காக சுமார் $50,000 ஒதுக்குவதாக அறிவித்துள்ளது. கல்வி அமைச்சர் ஸ்டீஃபன் லேச்சே, மாகாண அமைச்சர் ரேமன் சோ, மாகாண சபை உறுப்பினரான லோகன் கணபதி, விஜய் தணிகாசலம், ஆரிஸ் பேபிகியன் ஆகியோருடன் இணைந்து இதுகுறித்த அறிவிப்பை நேற்று வெளியிட்டிருக்கின்றார். தமிழ் இனப்படுகொலை அறிவூட்டல் வாரம் குறித்த சட்டம் கடந்த ஆண்டு ஒன்டாரியோ மாகாண சட்டசபையில் நிறைவேற்றப்பட்டிருந்தமை குறிப்பிடத்தக்கது. இது குறித்து கருத்து தெரிவிக்கும் பொழுது,
Minister, I have to thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. You stood shoulder to shoulder with the Tamil community with unwavering support for the passage of Bill 104. Thank you so much, Minister. And in particularly, you spoke so passionately in the Ontario legislature in support of Bill 104, a movement that I and many Tamil Ontarians will never forget. And because of your efforts and my colleagues' support, I'm humbled and honored that the 7-day period in each year ending on May 18th has been proclaimed as Tamil Genocide Education Week in Ontario. This was a historic moment for Tamil people in Ontario, Canada, and across the world. Many community organizations, especially Tamil youth, who played a key role in advocating for interventions and continue to share how the trauma of Tamil genocide continue to affect them today.
We are prepared and very deliberative in our choice of words that we recognize the genocide that transpired against the innocent Tamil people, and a genocide that has left over 140,000 innocents perished at the hands of the regime in Colombo. And I think it speaks great volumes that our province passed legislation led by VJ that will forever remember the horror of the genocide and remember the victims and their stories as we embed it into our education, into our curriculum, and into future consciousness of our country. The genocide is real. And the persecution of innocent people because of their faith or ethnicity or language is something that as Canadians we must denounce. And so we're here recognizing as a first principle that there was a genocide, recognizing that there was harm done and inflicted on multitude of generations, that we still feel this pain today. And we wouldn't be able to do this if in the context of helping to support treatment and recovery for these young people and their families if we didn't have strong partners. It's why today we're very excited and proud to be partnering with the Canadian Tamil Academy to announce over $48,950 in funding for the Canadian Tamil Academy that will provide students with informational tools, with resources, with mental health supports to cope with the stress of the trauma of this most disturbing experience in genocide in a way that is culturally sensitive, in a way that will bring people together and unite the Tamil community. And through these more culturally relevant programs, we are finally giving Tamil resources for the Tamil community led by the Tamil community. I think that's very important.
Dating back to the 1980s, and many have since suffered in silence. This provincial funding from the Ministry of Education will certainly assist many Tamil teens and children struggling with the mental health and addiction, and help future generation of Canadian Tamils connect with their culture, language, and of course, their past. Keep up the great work, Tamil Academy, in helping empower future generation of Tamil Canadians.
So today's announcement comes so timely to Tamil Heritage Month. It strengthens our government's commitment to Tamil communities in Scarborough and across Ontario. Following our government's full support in passing the Tamil Genocide Education Week Act last May. And for that, I have to give a lot of credit to NPP Vijay Thandikasalam.
Thanking the Government of Ontario in granting this funding and specially needed cause. Also, just a brief background about the Canadian Tamil Academy. The Academy has been in operation for the last 30 years and educating youth on language and fine arts in creating a intelligent community educated, and exemplified by Vijay, who was a student here, and we have Saranya, who is working in the background. There are about approximately more than 15,000 students who have studied over this period.
Dear friends, it is my great honor and pleasure to be here today with you to witness this important announcement. As the grandson of a survivor of the Armenian genocide, I know what it means to witness and to transmit that trauma from one generation to another, because as long the perpetrator, they do not recognize the heinous crime, that trauma transmits from one generation to another. I am a third generation of a survivor of the Armenian genocide. I still suffer from the trauma of the genocide. I haven't been the witness, but the psychological effect on the generation is very, very powerful. Because when you stand up in any circumstances and someone questions your family, your community, your nation, history, and what you have gone through, that creates a trauma for you. And it is happening to me, it is happening to every genocide survivor nation, victim nation. That's why it is important, all of us, we stand together to fight this scourge of denial of a genocide by anyone.
TVI YouTube மூலமாக இணைந்திருக்கும் நேயர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் எங்களோட ரொம்ப 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 நன்றி. எங்களோட நிகழ்ச்சிகளை நீங்க எல்லாரும் பார்த்து ரசிச்சிட்டு இருப்பீங்க. ரசிக்கிறது மட்டும் இல்லாம கண்டிப்பாக லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. எங்களோட இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய நிகழ்ச்சிகளை நீங்க எல்லாரும் என்ஜாய் பண்ணுங்க.